In this video we're going to be looking at problem solving with standard form. So this question here, the Sun is a distance of 1.5 times 10 to the 8 kilometers from Earth. Light travels at a speed of 3 times 10 to the 5 kilometers per second. How many seconds will it take for light from the Sun to reach Earth? So before we can start with the standard form, we need to know a formula. Now you may have come across this before, or you may remember seeing it. It's the formula: speed is equal to distance divided by time. Okay, so this question in itself is quite easy because the units of the answer are the same as the units given, and what I mean by that is it says how many seconds will it take for light from the Sun to reach Earth, and the speed that it's given at is in per second. So we don't have to do any kind of conversion between seconds into minutes or into hours. What we do need to do, however, is before we can use the standard form, we have to, because that's what we're after, we want to find out the time. So I'll rearrange that now to give us time is equal to distance divided by speed. Okay, and if you're wondering how on earth I got that, there will be another video where I'll show you how to rearrange equations. For now, let's focus on the problem solving with standard form. So we've got our equation set up. We now need to insert the values. So I'm going to rewrite this up here. Time, we don't know what it is, so I can write time, equals, now what's the distance given to us? So distance, okay, is here, and we have 1.5 times 10 to the 8. So I'll write that up here, 1.5 times 10 to the 8. Okay, now we've got all over, so divide by, and then we have light travels at a speed of 3 times 10 to the 5. So I'll put 3 times 10 to the 5. Okay, now much like in the previous video where we did dividing, we have to do the same principle here. So I'm going to do 1.5 divided by 3, which will give me 0.5, and then I have my powers, so with the indices. So if I have a look at this, I have 10 to the 8 and 10 to the 5. So remember, dividing, you subtract the indices, so it will be 8 take away 5. So 8 take away 5 will give me 10 to the 3. Okay, now be careful, this is not the final answer again, because standard form must be between 1 and less than 10. So I have to change this 0.5 to 5, and because I've increased 0.5 to 5, I have to decrease the indice, so it will be 5 times 10 to the 2. Now at the moment, 5 times 10 to the 2, yes, that is our answer in standard form, but we need the answer to be in seconds. Now you could leave it like that, it would make sense, but we need to convert 5 times 10 to the 2 into actual ordinary number. So 5 times 10 to the 2 is 500 seconds. And if you'd like to know how I got that, it was from the very first video of standard form where I drew the table. I did mention to you that after enough practice you won't need it, so that's how I managed to do it so quickly. But if you're not sure how I got 5 times 10 to the 2, go on to the very first video that I've done on standard form, and you'll see a table there, and I explain there how I go from standard form converting it into ordinary numbers. So it takes 500 seconds for light from the Sun to reach Earth. Let's have a look at question 2. A water molecule has a mass of 3 times 10 to the minus 29 kilograms. A bottle contains 1.7 times 10 to the 28 molecules of water. Calculate the mass of water in the bottle. So there's quite a bit of information there if you're just reading this and you're not 100% sure what to do. It's not difficult to understand. Don't get confused because there are numbers that you're not familiar with, times 10 to the minus 29. Try and understand what the question's asking you. So, one water molecule has a mass of 3 times 10 to the minus 29. So 1 molecule is 3 times 10 to the minus 29. Okay, so that's 1 molecule. It then says a bottle contains 1.7 times 10 to 28 molecules of water. Okay, so if one of them is this value, it has a total of 1.7 times 10 to the 28 molecules, which is a lot of molecules. Okay, so if this is the value of 1, okay, this here, this is the value of one of them, and there are this many in the bottle, we're just going to need to multiply this here by this number here. So 3 times 10 to the minus 29, because that's the value of 1, times 1.7 times 10 to the 28. Okay, now as we did before, slightly rearrange this. 3 times 1.7, that's the numbers done, times 10 to the minus 29 times 10 to the 28. So if we do 3 times 1.7, we get 5.1 times, and then we've got 10 to the minus 29 plus 28. So then we go 5.1 times 10 to the minus 1, and that gives us an answer of 0.51 kilograms. Okay, so this mass here is the mass of the water in the entire bottle. Again, if you're not sure how I got from this step to this step, make sure you check the first 1 or 2 videos where I show you the table of how that is done. Hopefully you found this video useful. Again, if you did, make sure you drop a like on it. If you'd like to see any more videos, make sure you leave a comment down below. If you've got a question about this video, or you'd like to see more of these style of questions, let me know as well. And I would suggest you subscribe, because there are a lot more videos being uploaded on a regular basis.